Today's port is Liverpool, England, but we're not hanging around in town this time. We did that last time when we did a Beatles tour. This time, we're headed on an excursion to the ancient city of Chester. Now, this city was founded by the Romans in 75 AD, so it's almost 2,000 years old, and it's surrounded by a wall the Romans built when they were there. Can't wait to get there and see it all. Our excursions through Princess was only a 40-minute drive from Liverpool, and our bus and tour director led us on a tour all around the city, in and out through the Roman gates, describing all the history of this beautiful town. And it is a beautiful town. Some people say it's the most beautiful town in England, and I think it's definitely got to be in their top 10.
And the Baron Billet, our claim to fame is that John Lennon's maternal grandmother lived there. And we know that both John Lennon and Paul McCartney visited her there, and it's when they were visiting that they heard about that house on the other side, on this side of the river, that is called Nowhere. So this is our Beatles' claim to fame. Here on the left-hand side, another pub, the Old King's Head, really traditional old pub. Is haunted, and they also do a really good fish and chips. So they do some nice lunch onto the rows, and you can get all the way around Chester at row level if you so wish. It wasn't built for motor coaches.
The Roman wall, all the way around the city.
You see the clock?
Oh, yeah.
The clock is the second most photographed clock in the country, after the clock on Big Ben. We're turning left. After the clock on Big Ben. And it was put there to commemorate Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee. So 60 years on the throne, 1897. For the centenary of the clock, it was repainted in the original colours. So that's exactly how it would have looked way back in 1897. If you're walking the walls, or if you just want to walk up to the clock tower, you can walk underneath the clock itself. It's quite, and you get some lovely views from the walls as well. Stone wall, when it was built, it goes all the way from the outcrop of sandstone, which has got the grass and the weeds growing from it, all the way up to the decorated cornice stone up there. Each of those pieces of stone were carved so that they fitted precisely into the wall, and they were each 1 Roman foot in height. That's about 20 centimetres. You notice it's bowing out very slightly, and that's because it was never a freestanding wall. It was always an earth mound behind, with these stones resting against it. And as the earth mound moved, so the stones moved also. It has collapsed a few times, slight collapses, and then it's been shored up with whatever stone has been to hand. So all that we know about Roman Chester has been found on some of the altar stones and the gravestones, which were found within the walls here on the north side of Chester. Thank you.
Wow, what an amazing city. Chester is just full of interesting historical sites, and we were about to check out the next one. It was time to walk to the Chester Cathedral, which is a 13th century Norman cathedral, originally built as an abbey church, and was the site of Handel's first public performance of the Messiah in 1742. It was raised to cathedral status following Henry VIII's dissolution of the monasteries in 1550. What an amazing cathedral. We visited Strasbourg Cathedral our last time to Great Britain, and this reminded me a lot of that structure. It's a beautiful, beautiful work. There was Romanesque bones to the cathedral, but they also took out some of the Romanesque rounded arches and replaced them with pointed arches of the Gothic style when that came into favor with everyone.
Look at the arches on that side of the nave and on the other side of the nave. What's the difference between them? Colour, yeah. Look at the top of the arch. Can you see the colour? Yeah. The columns there? Much more decorated this side. When they were building these elderly infirmals, it's very difficult for them to have to stand up. So I'm a bit taller than the average monk, perhaps. And actually, this seat here is not a seat; it's just a little ledge. So it makes them look as if they're standing, but they're not actually. And for the part of the service where they are able to. Round arch, so it's probably the oldest arch, and the arch next to it is a Gothic arch from the 13th century. And so you can see they haven't made too much of a consideration between the old and the new. They've just started building in the new style. And we know that the monks actually tore down some of the old-fashioned abbey just to build it up in the more modern style as well.
If you enjoy medieval architecture, if you enjoy cathedrals and the history of the Catholic Church, I would highly recommend you visit this beautiful, beautiful town and see this cathedral. It is really spectacular and it's huge. The video does not show you how enormous this cathedral is. It goes on and on. Definitely worth visiting. There are gardens out through these windows, which the windows were actually added at a later point.
Again, a very large building, a very large room for only 40 monks. But of course, in those days, when people were travelling, they didn't have hotels, motels. They used to put people up in the abbey. So there was a lot of hospitality going on here. And the food was of the highest quality. They had fishing rights on the River Dee, they had their own farmlands, they imported wine from France, everything was superb here. The only problem, of course, for the monks was that there were only very few days of the year when they could actually eat meat. The rest of the time it was vegetarian or fish. It was surprising what counted as fish on some occasions, sort of any waterfowl would be
breakfast, lunch, afternoon tea, and coffee menu. Lots of snacks. Ron says they even have a beer. There is a gift shop and restrooms, which are free, right in the cathedral. But it was time for us to head out and start exploring this gorgeous town. There was so much to see, and we had to go back and find that clock tower. It's the most photographed clock other than Big Ben in England, and we had to see it. It was only 2 blocks away, and checking out the map they gave us, it was easy to find. What a beautiful town. These half-timber houses are actually from Victorian times. With the fires they had back in those days with wooden houses, it was very easy to have a fire and burn down the structures. So those are newer, not from the Roman times. Arrived at the Roman wall. Want to go up and I'll get your picture? You go on up and I'll get your photo. There's Ron. The Roman canal next to the wall. And the wall goes all the way around the city, and it's original from the Romans in the 1st century AD. It's a dog-friendly pub, too.
Yep.
Hyde Bull, originally named Bull Mansion, the residence of Chester's recorder in 1533. Cool. We had a great time here in Chester. There was so much to see, and it's such a cool place to see and very walkable. You could walk around the Roman wall or just stay inside the wall and look at all the half-timber houses. Stop at a pub, go shopping. It's just a lot to do here. So we highly recommend this excursion. So if you enjoyed this video and found the information useful, please give us a thumbs up and think about subscribing. We have lots more videos to go on this adventure in a cruise in the British Isles. And we'd love to have you along, so subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video. And as I always say, get out there and hug a tree. And thanks for watching.